Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your girl T Hardaway,
And it's Michael Bahsil.
and we are the Did It for the Hood podcast, baby.
Indeed.
Hey, we're glad to be back with you one more time. So today
Yeah.
we have another wonderful and illustrious guest. She is the head of the Strong Voices Television Network, which is a streaming platform that focuses on LGBTQ plus content. She is a creator. She started out with something that we all knew about. It's called Studville Television. She's gone on to do many other things, and we're going to find out about who she is today. Y'all give it up for Sheri Johnson.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Glad to be here. Did it
Hey,
for the hood.
we
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
you.
yeah.
How was the intro?
Intro was great. Intro was great. Loved it. Some great pronouns and adjectives thrown out there. Thank you very much.
Oh, we appreciate you. Oh, I meant to ask you, what are your pronouns?
She, her.
She, her. Okay.
Okay.
Appreciate you. Cool, cool. So, we're going to kick this thing off like we always do. Cherie, tell us your story.
Woo!
Loaded
I don't know
question.
if you're gonna have time for the whole story, but so Sheri Johnson here. I am the founder of Strong Voices Television, former firefighter, sergeant on the fire department. So I was a firefighter. That was my first career out of college. It's kind of a joke with my family. My grandfather had fallen ill upon graduating University of South Florida in Tampa, where I was there for a basketball scholarship and served my years there. Uh, Basketball, got a degree in social sciences, no communications at the time at USF. I moved to Atlanta, and I could not find a
Yeah, eight times. Let's
uh,
go. Let's go.
I could not find a job in my career, and so I ended up getting jobs like as bill collectors, and it paid the bills, and we did certain things. But as a joke, my family, well, not really as a joke, they were trying to get me home. Home is Columbus, Georgia, which is an hour and a half south of Atlanta, Georgia, and my family called and said the fire department is hired. So my grandfather was ill. I was looking for a career, and I couldn't find one in my degree at this point. Fire department still not in my degree, but I came back home and went through the agility test there and passed that with flying colors. And I got on the fire department. I'm kind of a thrill seeker. I like adrenaline. As I've gotten older, like people are like, stop jumping off bridges in the summer into the lakes and stop doing that stuff. Like I've been doing that since I was little. So fire
Um,
department was right up my alley as far as that adrenaline rush, but also serving my community. And so from there, I went to Troy and finished my master's degree and in social science, and I moved on to the education field. So teaching seventh grade social studies, where I also became a championship winning volleyball and basketball coach. My volleyball team 2 weeks ago just won their ninth consecutive volleyball championship, so 9 years in a row. So we're building a little empire down there, and basketball season is rapidly approaching. Got about three championships with basketball over the years. But so been teaching. But while I was on the fire department, tell you my life story. Well, the dating portion of that is kind of willy nilly here, using that word willy nilly. Who uses that? But I
you
guess I
do.
am.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I do. There you go. Willy nilly, all over the place. And so while I was on the fire department, went through a heartbreak, and as you know, music, our musicians, artists, painters, actors, writers, everybody comes up with a good story from heartbreak or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
something that is going on detrimental in their lives. And so for me, it was no different. So while in the fire department, went through a major breakup after about 15 years of being together, and I fell into a deep depression. And so at the time, I had my three best friends. We met during college. They're all athletes and educators as well. Um, and they were right by my side going through this. and someone jokingly to cheer me up said, "Your life deserves a show. You should make a show about it." So, me being the smart aleck I am, I was like, "What the hell? Birds of a feather flock together." So,
Okay.
not only does my life deserve a show, you know, all of our lives could really be a show. A sitcom is what I'm thinking at first, but I'm also, very competitive, to a degree. So, I got a challenge, and I bet you won't start a show about it. So I started a show about it,
Mhm.
and that was Studville TV. Had never been in the film industry. Wrote the show. Wrote my thoughts down of things that had happened in my life and my three best friends' lives. Our careers, our friendship, sports, dating definitely was in there. And we came up with Studville TV because representation matters. I'm a big advocate for representation in media, definitely. We have not seen masculine of center tomboys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, tomboys or dominants in lesbian relationships. We had not seen them, portrayed uh, accurately, I guess, or different versions of that. Now we did have Snoop, who was on The Wire, but Snoop played a drug dealer. That was not my life and my three best friends' lives. I mean, we come from educators. Our family members were educators. We became educators along, after the fire department. We played sports together. So that was not representative of our upbringing. And so, Studville TV, I think, was ahead of its time. We hired a writer off Craigslist at the time, a white heterosexual male. Shout out to Rob Fox. Rob was tasked to not only formulate the thoughts, of everything that I've written down, but he put it in script format. Help develop the characters a little more. But to me, it was telling a true story. So, 85 to 90% of the series was a true story. Now, when we started getting into supporting characters, nah, that was, made up or taken from other people's lives that we may have known, but not to a 100% degree of copying their lives and putting it in a series.
So
Um,
within the series, which person portrays you?
I would be the hopeless romantic, the not so smart in making love decisions. I would be Channing.
Got
So
you.
Channing would be me. And then we actually have a pastor who is a friend of the crew. So that would be a niece. Riley is the wild child that treats the women just not so well, but gets all the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so and Shanine is the quiet one. And so that is the crew, but my life is Channing. So as we progressed, we had three successful seasons. Shout out to everyone. We reached 50 countries, a million plus views on YouTube, and I'm just being generous, but I'm trying not to lie. So it was a million more views on YouTube over a course of three seasons. At the end of season three, I got a call from another content creator, one of my favorite content creators in Atlanta, with another challenge. So everything had been free on YouTube, and they were changing their logarithms, and they came up with some new features. So I received a call saying, "Hey, why don't you charge for one of the episodes? We're thinking about doing it as well." They also had a top lesbian web series that I won't name, but we're thinking about doing it as well. So why don't you give it a try? So there you go with the challenge. So we partnered with YouTube to charge $2.99 for the season finale of season three.
Mm.
Well, it was very successful. We grossed 100K from that one episode, whereas everything else had been free. However,
Uh-oh.
YouTube takes 55% of that for using their platform. Yeah,
Jeez.
55%. Uh, Then eventually they demonetized and kicked us out of that particular structure because of music that we use from their free music library got copyright flagged. So we were removed from that. So we got a little backlash from that, but those were things that we could not control. We advertised that you would be a lifetime owner if you paid $2.99 for that. But unbeknownst to us, we didn't know that, they were gonna take 55%. And then about a year or two later, they were gonna kick us out of that particular structure, the paid structure. So people lost access to it. So, of course, we got the emails, y'all lied, we tried to, you said lifetime access. Well, we didn't know, y'all, but you can't tell people that. So we just, take the flack on that. Our apologies. They had taken all of the money, 55% of it. So, they had about a year to experience that. So then also after that happened, YouTube demonetized us altogether. So we were already making money off of ads, partnerships with them, and we were doing decent. People see 1 million views, but we only made like 3 cents on the dollar
Mm.
of views
Wow.
with ad partnerships.
Yeah.
But they demonetized us and several other top LGBTQ content creators on YouTube because they said that they could not find suitable ad partners any longer for our content. They can find them doing Pride Month, but they all over the place
Mm.
doing Pride Month. But
This is
they could
true.
no longer find those. So we became part of a class action suit along with one of the LGBTQ content creators from SNL, who had a show on YouTube as well. They demonetized them. And so that's been an ongoing battle. We had online court during COVID time, and it's still going on now. But anyway, so at that point we were left. Well, I was left scrambling to not only find a home for Studville TV, but for other content creators. I mean, it wasn't all about us, and it was an unfair, unjust situation brought on by YouTube against the LGBTQ community. So at that point, I got tired of seeing my community, including Studville TV show, beg for a seat at the table.
Mm.
So decided to build a table.
Yeah.
So from that point, Strong Voices Television was born in 2017. We had also filmed season 4 of Studville TV, but it's never been on YouTube at all.
Mm.
And so we sold all the rights to Studville TV, to the SVTV network, to the corporation, and it's on YouTube. So all 4 seasons are on YouTube right now. When we launched, we had a great following. We went from like 0 to 15,000 paying subscribers in less than 30 days. But again, as a platform owner, this was all new to me. So I had to go from being friends with the cast and being friends with people, and this was just something to do, and it was just successful, to now I had to transform and put on another hat, which was a businesswoman. And so we had to structure a corporation. We had to get advisory boards. We had to do all of this stuff to bring it to a business
Right.
platform that will serve all of LGBTQ content creators. So that's where we are now. We are now moving to adding live streaming sports to our platform. We launched that this past March in Atlanta with the Big Peach softball tournament. But 2023 slate is just ridiculous with sports and streaming. Uh, didn't know, as part of the community, there's a world gay boxing championship out of Australia. There's a world gay rodeo championship that will be in October. There's the GPL Gay Polo League. So the heteros
Wow.
have the Kentucky Derby, and everybody dresses up and celebrities come. Well, the gay version of that is Gay Polo League. So that's coming. We've done women's tackle football, the WTFL, Women's Tackle Football League. We did them down in Orlando a couple of months back. We did a skills challenge with them. All of that's on the platform. So me being from the sports world and growing up in sports, I played basketball, Division I basketball, semi-pro basketball in Atlanta. Sports was gonna have to be involved in this at some point, and I'm just happy my team could bring this together to get live streaming sports going. So we continue to grow the network to provide a table for the LGBTQ community, because I'm still seeing, us begging for a seat. We got Disney walkouts, when they say that, they don't like gay people when one of their heirs is gay, a lesbian. Netflix walkout over the Chappelle fiasco. Hallmark, we finally got gay movies, but it's white males. I mean, so our platform is for everyone under the rainbow. So it's not, black content. I never set out to be the BT of gayness. It's for everyone, our community. And this platform is dedicated to tell our lives, our stories, our way on one network. And that's what we set out to do. And I think our team is doing a great job in accomplishing that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have a heck of a story.
Real.
It's more, but we ain't got that long now.
We got some time now. If you got some more details you want to add.
Well, I'm just a good old country girl from the South. I try and change it up and, get my professional dialect on at some point. But, sometimes I'm just that good old homegrown country girl that grew up in Georgia. So.
Well, the name of this podcast is Did It for the Hood. So you already see where we are. So, we use our professional voices as well, but I'm from Palm Beach in Florida, so I hear you.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm from Georgia too, so yeah.
Yeah.
What part?
I was born in Cobb County, raised in Douglasville.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's it's a lot of parallels to your story, because I used to be in law enforcement.
Did you?
I did. I was in law enforcement for 6.5 years, and then I transitioned out and decided to go to law school.
But go to law school. So are you an attorney? Are you working to be an attorney? Or
I'm not an attorney. I am. I work at a nonprofit right now, but we working on it.
Okay, and where are you based?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. All right.
Yeah. I'm in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Brooklyn in the house.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. When you first transitioned into film, I mean, you said you had no experience in it. Were you nervous about taking that on?
At the time, you could find anything on Craigslist. So, I know we needed some cameras. I know we needed a script done professionally, because I got legal pads. I can write a series like real quick on this right here. But then to get it structured correctly, and interior door, all of that good stuff, I know I need a writer.
Right.
So went on Craigslist, and God blessed us to find the right combinations. Now, over the years, we had changed. And once, it had got out, we were having a successful show, people started approaching us. And we had several part of the LGBT. We started out with all heterosexuals. As time progressed and we got our name out there, and we started meeting people in the community, and the actors and actresses knew people, in the community, in the film industry. We had one actress who was working for Turner Broadcasting at the time. So as we progressed, then, the introductions were made, and we were able to, get things rolling. Gotcha. But, we knew we needed audio. We knew we needed, all of this stuff. So we hired them. So,
yeah.
So I don't think it was fear. It was, just don't challenge me. I don't know what it is. It's not going to be harmful to my health. Like, don't challenge me to, jump off well, I do that in water. I was going to say jump off a bridge, but I jump off bridges into water. But, if it's not going to be detrimental to my health, then, I'm always up for a good challenge. If it can benefit my community, benefit myself, I'm up for it. So
sounds like you took a big step on bold faith, really.
Yes,
It just
yes.
like
I'm
kept it pushing.
I'm big on faith. I'm
Sure.
big on the law of attraction, which is really faith. Praying to
Oh,
God. I mean, I don't pray to the universe, and if I pray to God, but that law of attraction, you put it out there.
yeah.
I had a blackboard at the time. I was staying in an apartment, and I painted one of the walls in the apartment chalkboard paint. So I would splash all the ideas of scenes on the show. No show has addressed a stud, on their menstrual cycle. So we did things like that into the show. Going to the bathroom in front of your girl. We out of toilet paper. Now you got to call your girl in there, and it's not a good smelly situation. You're out of toilet paper. So things like that we addressed, and I splashed up on the board. But actually, in 2013, when we started the show and I painted that board, in the midst of that, Netflix was just taking off.
Yeah.
I wrote on that chalkboard, I wrote the word gay flicks. Now, I'm so glad I changed the name because that sounds kind of pornographic. But I had gay flicks up there. So that was an idea to have our own platform for us, by us, about us, our way.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was in 2013. The network didn't launch until 2017. So
Right.
I think all things work for the good and everything comes back around full circle. And this was just a process I had to go through to get that.
Mm.
So the show being a success, had to get through that, get that together. That put everyone in better situations. And then when YouTube did what they did, I was in a better situation with my network, with, a network of people, to have the confidence to launch uh, uh, this undertaking of the platform. So everything just worked out. Everything that was on that board has come to fruition. Now
Mm.
I'm in a new home now, and yeah, I'm about to go get some paint today and painting one of these walls in my office,
Started all
chalkboard
over
paint.
again.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so just to continue the growth, but I'm a big believer in putting things out there. Write the vision down so a hero can run
Yes.
with it.
Get the
I'm
vision
big on
correct.
faith. I'm a Christian, and people always ask, how can you be a Christian and be gay? God knew me before my parents knew me. So,
Come
Mm.
on.
That's
you
true.
know,
That's what's
whatever
up.
they got together. So,
So,
this is all my path and my journey, and I take it unapologetically. I wouldn't change a thing.
Mm.
why do you think it's so important to have representation? Why do you think it's such an important thing?
Because our community is growing. What about 22 million people worldwide identify as gay? So many laws are being passed about, athletes, gay athletes, transgender athletes. There are LGBTQ youth out there that are not being groomed, as people
Mm.
say, but they're being who they are unapologetically.
Mm.
And representation is big to me because I remember growing up, the representation I had, first thing you see with me is that I'm African American, I'm black. So growing up, I had never seen on TV when I was coming up younger. I saw like Good Times, Sanford and Son. The struggle was real in those shows,
Yeah.
but they were good shows. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
representative of the times.
Right.
But as I came up, then we had the Cosby Show. Two-parent household, a doctor, a lawyer, raising kids, nice home, careers. Uh, we had a different world. Um, African Americans going to college, sororities, frats, fraternities. We had those things by my teenage years. So those were representative of me. And I knew I wanted to better myself. I didn't want to be like Sanford and Son. We had the Jeffersons. That's when the come up was coming up. But I didn't want to be like Good Times. So then when the Cosby Show came and A Different World came, I knew I wanted to go to college. I knew I wanted to play sports as I became successful in high school with basketball. I knew I wanted to do those things, but they were represented on television. So I am big on representation for the LGBTQ community because there are others out there who are going through these trials and tribulations. There are children committing suicide,
Mm.
because there's no representation, because they don't know where to turn, because they are put out of their homes because, they come out to their parents as gay and they're not accepted.
Mm.
So to have representation, oh, that's a show idea. That needs to be a show.
Go ahead, put it on the wall, on the chalkboard. Go ahead
I
now.
gotta go get the paint today though, but hold
It
on.
came from
Okay,
Get
I'm
It For the
coming. I'm
Hood. Go
coming
on,
with
Get
it.
It For the Hood.
Yeah,
All
Let's
right,
for
I'm
go.
sure.
gonna check back
You
in
can.
with you, Tierney.
We
All right,
appreciate you.
yeah. There you go, Tierney. Thank you. Gonna give you producer credit on
I
that.
appreciate that.
Um,
From your
but
mouth to God's ears.
representation. And so
Mhm.
I'm big on, the Christmas stories. Not many African American gay Christmas stories out there,
Right.
definitely of the Hallmark levels.
Right.
So we're tackling that next year. We're dropping a couple of Christmas films in next week.
Mhm.
Like my team is like almost got me in handcuffs. Like they don't want me to promote Christmas stuff right now. So like I've done like one little Happy Holidays from the SBTV network, but
Right.
it's like I'm ready to like, yay, we got Christmas
Mhm.
movies, Black Christmas movies, all Christmas movies.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a Christmas movie coming called Christmas Sunset. Uh,
Mm.
has a transgender woman actor in it. I'm not gonna say her name right now, but I met her on the red carpet at the GLAAD Awards in LA. So
Got
I also represent the network on red carpets at various events. The NAACP, the GLAAD Awards, Compete Sports Diversity Awards, who we've partnered with to bring sports to the platform. But I met this woman. Now I'm not really starstruck, and I prayed to God, like when you get on these red carpets, God, don't have me looking crazy and just be all drooling over these people. I have met Lena Waite. I've interviewed Lena Waite. I have interviewed JoJo from Lena Waite's show. I've, interviewed lots of people, heterosexual and gay. But this one transgender woman, like, I was freaking out. She had to pull me to the side, like, yo, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. She was like, are you nervous? Are you starstruck? I'm like, I hate to admit it, but I am. I am so
right.
sorry. Beautiful. And so I have a picture with her kissing me on the cheek on the red carpet. And that was like the biggest moment. Like, I'm cheesing thinking about it.
Yeah.
But now that's come full circle because now we have a Christmas movie with her starring in that movie. And I'm like,
Mm.
let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go. So, but representation is very big to me. And that's why. I mean, because
Mhm.
not only for African Americans, I know what I dealt with. Well, I come from a family of educators. My mother is a retired principal,
Mm.
and she's just shout out to my mom, just getting over cancer.
Mm.
So diagnosed last year, but this month is her last chemo. So we got everything removed, and
God bless. God bless.
we
Yeah.
good to go. But that's my hero, and I was accepted. I didn't think I would be, but I'm also an only child. So but have been
Same.
accepted, and she's been my biggest cheerleader. But representation for blacks, for the African American community, for the LGBTQ community, for LGBTQ black community.
For
So
sure.
I'm big on representation. So
Okay, so I'm gonna shift just a little bit. So you've done a lot, okay? You've lived by 4 or 5 people's lives. Uh,
For real.
for real. You've lived like 4 or 5 people's lives, but um through this process, I know everything wasn't always rosy because you're a business owner, everything gonna be up and down, right? What kept you motivated through the hard times?
I'm a competitive person.
Just the competition.
And the haters, they're motivators. So the
Mm.
more hate I receive, the more slander I receive, the more they're like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
keep it
Yeah.
going.
Right.
Let's keep it going.
Keep it going. I like that.
Yeah, keep it going.
I like that.
All right. If they're not talking about you, you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
You ain't relevant.
Talk about it.
Mm.
Talk about it.
So outside of this, because you mentioned it a little bit, you coach and you an educator and things of that nature. Who are you as a person outside of your career and your business?
I'm just a good old country girl trying to live right, do right by people. A person who is not perfect, who receives grace from God every single day. Um, you know, I think just in my DNA, I just have like entrepreneurship in my DNA. So, outside of being an entrepreneur and running networks and teaching, I mean, it's in my DNA. I mean, before that, I've had a janitorial service in my hometown. We had the Outbacks as on contracts to clean them in our hometown and Montgomery, Alabama. So had a lawn service. Firefighters, you will work 24 hours on, 48 hours off. So all the firefighters have side careers: lawn
Mm-hmm.
service, concrete masons, contractors, tree cutters. I mean, they do everything. So I work with some of them, on my days off. I'm up in ceilings, putting stuff around, insulating pipes in Fort Benning, and I've done all of that, and so started my own business, lawn service and janitorial service. So had a contract, real big contract in Atlanta. So outside of what I'm doing now, I mean, it's still that entrepreneurial spirit is in my DNA. To make a difference, to make a change. I just think that's in my DNA as well. To want to help, my community, to want to help youth. I
Mm.
just wrote a children's book, so that just
Yeah.
launched, and it's called Black Girl Magic. But it's a spinoff of a short film I did. We finished filming right before COVID, the weekend before COVID hit. We finished filming it. It
Mm.
stars Briley Evans, Donna Bisco. All of them are in Tyler Perry series, Ambitions, and Saints and Sinners. Michael Bless. All of those guys are in this film, and some youth young ladies. But we finished filming the weekend before COVID hit. But then it took like so many years. I've quit with the book several times. That started during COVID. The film, because when COVID hit, I could no longer go to my editor face to face. We thought we was all gonna die. So, and
True.
it takes like about 3 or 4 days to upload all of the footage, and then download it. Gonna take 3, 4 days. Then we got to go back and re-edit from that, and then they got to come back. And
Right.
so it was a lot. That didn't get finished until after COVID was over. Was not over, but when the world kind of went back to the way
Yeah.
it was, it just got finished. The book, in the process, it was finished during COVID, illustrated and everything. I got it printed, bought the first 100 copies, came back. My publisher missed some grammatical errors, an apostrophe and a comma. So then I threw my hands up like, yeah. So put that to the
Mhm.
side for a little while longer, because then sports were back in, and then, running the network is an everyday job. I got 2 full-time jobs and three. But so finally it came back, we got it done, and I just ordered, one or two last month. Everything was fine. So then I launched the book. And so then all my friends are hollering at me like, why you didn't tell us you wrote a book and launched the book? And I'm because I didn't know when it was gonna come out, So I just be quiet until I make it happen. You know
Feel
what I'm
that.
saying? Like, because it's been written, it's been already published, but it was other things that happened. So you want to talk about, things aren't always pretty. People see the end result. They don't see that you didn't quit 2, 3 times,
Mm.
But now the book's out. It's like, what? You didn't tell us you wrote a book? I wrote it, but
I
yeah,
put
about
it put
three,
it
three, four
down, picked it
times,
up. Yeah.
I done gave up on this thing because of an apostrophe and a comma, and it was crazy. Same thing with filming, same thing with running the network. I mean, with the network, I fit into 3 categories when we start talking about funding and networking with people. I'm Black, I'm a woman, and I'm a lesbian.
Mm.
So sometimes, in some instances, that has caused some issues in networking,
Mm.
because I can send someone from my team who does not fit into those 3 categories to speak to the same person, and now we have a different outcome from what I got. So, those are things that you don't see behind the scenes.
Mm.
But you got to work the system. I mean, you got to work it. I mean, again, this is about a mission that we have, and my team does an excellent job of going along with that mission and getting our mission out there. But there are being a three category CEO sometimes can be not so beneficial. But again, with the grace of God, all the doors that were closed in my face because of those three things, three other doors were open right down the hall. Steve
Mm.
Harvey said at one time, hey, if the windows and the doors closed, go down the hall. It's some more
Mm.
doors and windows down the
Come on
hall.
now. Come on now.
Yeah. So
That's
so
really
that's
good.
where I am.
I want to tap in because you talk a lot about your team, right? And I think that's super important for people to understand that a lot of this stuff doesn't happen by yourself. Um, when you're selecting people to be on your team, like what are you looking for in them? Because everybody can't be a part of it.
So I go back to 2013 Studville TV days to
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say there has been growth in me.
Mm.
And to answer your question, picking a team back in 2013 was, you can do this task, okay, you're on the team.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this, you're on the team.
Yeah.
You can help with this, you're on the team. Or you want to act, I got you. You're on the team. As I grew and I progressed into a business, picking teams now comes to being aligned with the mission,
Mm-hmm.
being aligned in integrity, character, being knowledgeable. And when I'm in a room, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I don't know everything. I'm gonna tell you that. Amateur filmmaker. I don't got a Paramount. I ain't got a Disney. I don't got nothing on the big screen just yet. Okay, but I have to have people who are knowledgeable in this industry, who have been in this industry, who can guide myself and my team on making decisions within this industry. So now it moved from, hey, you're willing to help, you're on the team, to now is people who are professionals, people who are knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than myself, people who have integrity, people who have character, people who align with our mission with the LGBTQ community. My whole team is not LGBTQ. They are allies, and they know to be on this team, you're not gonna be online giving anti-Semitic comments or comments about transgenders or you know what your viewpoints are on those topics and be on our team. So again, now it's all about alignment in choosing a team and those who can move the mission forward, move the needle forward. Whereas in the past, it was those who can just come on and help, give your expertise. Let's move. They did move the needle forward with the show. But some behind the scenes things is when they see one person rising, then and then money gets involved. Told you we made like 100K, but YouTube took 55%. But people only heard the 100K. And
Right.
so now it's like, oh, no, we're not gonna help you. We didn't get the 100K. They took 55%. So things like that. But being part of a business, being structured as a corporation, things we're learning, DUNS number, EIN number, the structuring of it, LLCs. trust funds, trusts. So, all of those things that we're learning, we brought on financial team members who can help be knowledgeable of those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because growing up, I didn't see representation and still don't,
Yeah.
of those running trust funds in the
That's
shows.
right.
I mean, we all still bank robbers, but professional with suits on. We robbing the bank, we robbing the system now.
Mm-hmm.
But now representation for definitely the Black community and Black males is going to, they killing us all the time. So now
Mm-hmm.
we gotta, do a film about that, our traumas.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of don't want that to happen uh, for the LGBTQ community. We do suffer trauma. Our trans Black community,
Yeah.
they just murder us like it's nothing. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Like today's people, we don't value life.
Mm-hmm.
I read an article yesterday. A child killed their mother, shot and killed their mother because they would get them VR glasses.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And then went on
Yeah.
Amazon and ordered them.
And went, yeah, after she killed him. Yep. They
Mm-hmm.
went
I
on
saw I
Amazon on
saw
her
that.
account
Mm-hmm.
and ordered them.
Yeah, I saw that the
Wow.
other
What if
day.
the mom was getting them for Christmas? You know
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying?
Yeah.
What if they
Yeah.
were just trying to put you off till Christmas?
Yeah.
I don't, so to our LGBTQ youth, they got to deal with just regularly being a youth. But now
Mm-hmm.
you got to sprinkle on LGB and LGBTQ, and
Mm-hmm.
then all the laws coming against you,
Yeah.
on top of that, for
Right,
just
right.
being you or wanting to be you.
Right.
And that's why I applaud Dwayne Wade,
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union. My God, I that's how it's supposed to be done. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Um, if anybody wanted to walk in your footsteps and do the things that you've done, what kind of advice would you give them, knowing what you know now?
Be prepared for people who you thought were going to be in your life for a lifetime. People only come into your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. I did not learn that lesson earlier on. People who were in my life who I thought would just be in my life for all of my life are no longer here. Be prepared as you grow and the elevator in their eyes is going up. You're still the same person, I guess, but not to a level that they're used to. People are not going to come with you. Everybody can't go, is what I'm saying. As
Yeah.
you're sitting here trying to force people to go, you're prolonging your destiny by trying to bring people that cannot go. So I just did an interview the other day. Don't be surprised if you turn around. First of all, don't ever do anything for applause because people think that, always tie a mission or cause to something in your life. Because if you're living your life for applause, then when they take that applause away, that's going to kill you. So, first, never live for applause. Second, if you turn around and people aren't applauding, the people you thought were applauding, don't be moved. Don't
Mm.
be unshakable. Be unshakable and just know everybody not gonna come, everybody not gonna support. Okay? You will be lied on, you will be slandered, you will be drugged. Keep going. Focus on your mission, tunnel vision. It says in the Bible, don't you look to the left and don't look to the right. Keep going straight. Because walking out on that water to get to
Yeah.
Jesus, as soon as they look to the left or the right, but they went to sinking.
Brown. Yep.
Exactly. Wow.
So
Thank
don't let
you.
people sink you by looking to your left or to your right. And don't be surprised when you turn around and the people you thought would be clapping, they're not clapping. But don't ever live for applause at all.
Mm. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
For real.
you feed my spirit with this conversation. Jeez.
Ah, for real. Yeah. For real.
Life lessons. I mean, I had to learn these lessons. But you
Yeah,
said
I
you
wanted
wanted
to
the good, bad, and ugly of it all. I'm gonna give it to you.
We
hey,
don't. We
thank
do.
you.
We do. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. And I wanted
what?
to ask too, like, just the importance of picking your battles
Come on now.
because because just because of the YouTube situation, but also just living. and experiencing all the things that you've experienced? What's the importance of picking your battles?
Picking your battles. If it does not affect you a week from now, 5 months from now, or a year from now, that's a battle I'm just gonna give over to God. So if someone wants to slander your name, don't use your energy to defend yourself, to deny the lie. Let whoever think whatever, say whatever. That's a battle that I'm not gonna fight. Okay. Now, a battle I will fight is against my community. So you want to stand up for your community and when it goes, so we're big on advocacy as well.
Yeah.
So community, something that has a bigger mission, a bigger person, a bigger calling. Those are the battles you want to fight for. But even the YouTube thing, I've let it go, but our attorneys are still going and they still meeting and still doing that. I've let it go. We have a whole platform. But it would look good in the eyes if I wanted to answer to people that said we took their money for the $2.99, not knowing that YouTube kicked us off and what the reasoning was. Is their platform. I mean, so we just take it. We'll take the heat on. Those are battles I'm not going to fight, because what I also have noticed is that people will try and push your buttons. People will try and poke the bear. Once you respond, that person has control over you. I tell my kids this in class. I got one young lady and this one guy, they fight all the time. The young man will turn around to her and she said, "Turn around." I'm like, "Ma'am, this is a free country. That man can turn around as long as he don't say nothing to you, flaw, okay, disrespecting you. He just turning around looking. And he does it to get a rise out of you. And every time you acknowledge him turning around, if you was doing your work, you wouldn't even be seeing him turned around. But every time you acknowledge him and argue and disrupt my class, arguing with him about it, he's controlling you like a puppet. He knows he can push your butt. He knows how to get a rise out of you. Every action does not deserve your energy or reaction. So I pick and choose wisely. I let people do what they gonna do. As long as it don't tear nothing down right here, we good. As long as it don't kill nobody on my side, my family, my people. And the battles I fight are for advocacy and representation. Now, if it comes outside of that realm, then you can have it. I'm ugly, you can have it. I am. Okay. You can't dress? Okay. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Okay.
We like the polo though. We like the polo.
Yeah, that polo tough.
That person is tough.
That's one. But these are lessons I had to learn, y'all. I mean, because it was like, when you are in my shoes, you said walk in my shoes. If you've ever been in my shoes or a person's shoes where they got like numerous people coming at them at one time, that's a storm. God says, be calm in the storm.
Peace be still.
Do y'all thing. Do y'all thing. If that makes you better, a better person, you can only let people live their lives to the best of their ability. If that's gonna get you some money, that's gonna get you a bag of talking about I'm ugly or what I got on, I support it. I support it. But that's not a battle I'm finna fight. Okay.
Yeah, I'm full.
I'm full.
This was a good.
I love it.
Thanksgiving plate.
Straight up.
Okay.
Straight up. We appreciate you. So strong
what is
voice.
this? Stormy, you said Thanksgiving plate. Stormy Wellington, what she said, that was a
low vibrational
high energy. This is high vibrational plate though, right?
Come on.
We vibrate.
I don't want to give you a low vibrational plate.
Okay. Thank you.
Stop it. I'm about to slam this computer closed. But thank you so much for pouring all that in, because that people are gonna be blessed by this interview. So for your network, what's the vision? Where are you going? You mentioned some of the projects, but ultimately, what do you want to see Strong Voices Television Network become?
Your final destination for representation. a platform that tells our lives, our stories, our way on one network. No begging for a seat at the table. We are the table.
I think that's a great place to stop. One last question though. What's your personal motto, Sheri?
Go hard or go home. I put it on the back of my kids' shirts. Go hard or go home. I mean, if you're not gonna give your all in something, whenever your name's attached to something, you go all out for it. Go hard or go home.
Sheri, give us all your socials, all your upcoming stuff. Give us everything.
All right. My personal socials, _Sheri_Johnson on Instagram. The Sheri Johnson, same on Twitter. If you're doing Twitter still, we just there.
We up in there.
Facebook, Sheri Johnson, the SVTV Network, www.svtvnetwork.com. We have all of the apps. So think of us like the gay Hulu, because Hulu has sports. But we have iOS, Android, Roku, Fire TV. We got all that for you. So just subscribe, download the app at the website, and then you can watch it at home on your TV, on your computer, or on the go. And then Instagram for SVTV Network, SVTV Network, Twitter, SVTV Network, Facebook, SVTV Network. And then if you want to get me on LinkedIn, you can do Sheri Johnson. Nope, type in SVTV Network and that'll get you to me. And then my personal website, which I have to update, so don't go there right now, is all one word, thesherijohnson.com. Because I have to update the children's book on there and some of our affiliations and organizations that I'm a member of. So
where can people get the book?
The book, go to bookbaby.com, or you can go to Amazon. Is sold worldwide. It's an international book. It is titled Black Girl Magic. The short film, I'm gonna release that at some point. It's done. Finally. It's done right along with the book. But it stars Breely Evans, Donna Biscoe, Michael Bless, Heaven Hightower is one of the youth, a couple of other youth that it stars. Great short film. So we'll start promoting there. But follow me on my social media, to learn more about Black Girl Magic. It is not an LGBTQ book or film, so it won't be on our platform. So we're looking for other avenues to get that out to you. So, but that's all I got.
Sheri, thank you so much for giving us this high vibrational interview. We appreciate you. And
Michael got his high vibrational Thanksgiving plate.
Hey, got the yams, mac and cheese, got the collard greens.
That's not high vibrational, according to Stormy.
According to Stormy, it's high vibrational to me.
Well, this ain't Stormy. This ain't Stormy.
I love it.
So anyway, again, y'all, I'm T. Hardaway.
And I'm Michael Bahsil.
And we are the Did It for the Hood podcast, baby. Make sure you check back every week with the great content.